so many memories. And the memories, of course, are here as well on this beautiful program. And as the country's main morning news show, Morning Live, has been a part of South Africa's lives for basically over 25 years now, from visiting small towns, covering national and local elections, and taking you to places such as broadcasting from inside a submarine to broadcasting on a plane. You name it, we've done it. And one of the people, believe it or not, who worked on this team and who made a lot of it possible was none other than Vincent Magwenya, who is Morning Live's former executive producer, and at the moment he is the current presidential spokesperson. Mr. Vincent Magwenya, I feel like my respect should be much more than it was as just a colleague that we used to have fun with, and now I have to speak to you about presidential issues. It's so nice to see you wearing this hat. It's good to have you here.
Thank you, Leanne, and good morning to your viewers. And yeah, it's great to be here. And yeah, I'm still that fun colleague. I haven't changed.
You are. I mean, I'm going to even let viewers in on a secret, is that your wife gave birth at the same time that I gave birth, in the same ward, at the same time, in the same hospital. That's how close we go back. And this is now a celebration of 75 years of news here at the SABC. What does it mean to you? I mean, you've worked in the media landscape in every capacity now.
No, absolutely, Leanne. It means a lot for me as a former broadcast journalist who grew up watching the SABC. It was the SABC that formed my early love for broadcast and for journalism, looking at the legends at the time that dominated our screens with information. And absolutely, the pinnacle of my newsroom career was being the executive producer of Morning Live, which was at the time and still remains the premier news magazine show. Working with yourself and Vuyombuli was an incredible experience that taught me a lot about the craft itself, but also that taught me a lot about the beauty of our country in all its challenges and opportunities.
Yeah. I mean, at that time, Vincent, I'll never forget, we got to travel a lot together, and we got to go into some of the most beautiful parts of South Africa, but also to the not so beautiful parts of South Africa, and really take our cameras and educate and inform South Africans about some of the beauty and some of the difficulties. I mean, whether we talk local government elections, whether we talk going into very poor communities, or we talk about doing a live broadcast from a submarine. Even Sherwin Bryce Pease was a part of that one, now our US correspondent. There's been a lot. There was a lot.
There was a lot, Leanne. I remember that submarine broadcast very, very well. It's one of the highlights of my career. It was a spontaneous idea that we cooked up with the former ministerial spokesperson in the Department of Defense at the time, Sam Konazi. The Honorable Lekota at the time was the Minister of Defense. And I remember when we went to Simonstown to meet the top brass of the Navy, they thought we were mad. And they thought we were just dropped out of Mars and we were completely crazy when we said this is what we want to do. And we kind of gave them the sort of technical layout of how it could be done. And for a good 20 minutes, the meeting was tense because they just didn't think it was possible. Yeah. And we had a great team, yourself, Sherwin, and I remember that we kept it close to our chest because it was so risky. We were fearful that Snooki and Rapiti, who were senior managers then, would pull the plug on it. And so they didn't know until literally the day before. And if you remember, our editor, Nyana Mulete, was so concerned about it, he booked himself into hospital. And he watched the broadcast from his hospital bed. Such was the sort of high-level stakes of that broadcast. We had to board the ship at 3 a.m., if you remember. It was moving. It was quite risky on that wobbly ladder. We had choppers landing on the covert. I mean, it was a great moment for television. It was a great exercise that really challenged and pushed us. And I remember us going to Hutong, if you recall. That was another crazy broadcast. No one could go in there. We needed police escorts for our trucks to do a broadcast there during that sort of border dispute, whether Hutong belonged to Gauteng or the Northwest. We did at some point ahead of the local government elections 4 live broadcasts in a week for 4 consecutive weeks. It had never been done before. It was a planning nightmare, but we had the benefit of the SABC News footprint around the country, which supported us and enabled us to do it. And this was one of the most incredible things, and still is, about the SABC's presence around the country, which enables the SABC to cover literally every corner of our country. And that is something that we must never take for granted, and we must always celebrate about the capacity of the SABC to reflect the real South Africa to all South Africans.
Yeah, indeed. Vincent, I don't think I could have put that in a better way, because I think that was always what we wanted to do. And I speak from the Morning Live perspective, which of course falls under the SABC News brand. It really was. It gave South Africa eyes. It gave South Africa eyes and wings to be able to go into places that way before social media, way before the days where, you know, people have the ability to film, post and show South Africans or show the world what it is. But in those days, it was us. It was our mandate to take people to places they didn't think or believe was possible, behind the scenes in elections, up above the clouds, below the sea, into communities, and showing people the truth, the real truth and the lived experience of people. And I think that truly is the mandate of South Africa and the SABC, is that not only do we inform, we educate and we entertain. And amazingly, that was done on a news platform, and you were a part of it. And we thank you for being a part of this incredible journey that we've been on, and we continue to go on, Vincent Magwenya.
Thank you so much, Leanne. It was a privilege for me that I will never forget, that I'll always hold dear. And one of the things I loved, people owned Morning Live.
Yeah.
I think it still happens. We used to get a lot of complaints. We used to get a lot of feedback. People wanted to be part of the show. People will fight to be part of the show. So we were really part and parcel of South Africa's fabric and DNA as a show, just as much as the SABC was part of the country, as well as its evolution, you know, which was reflected in the various changes in the leadership at the SABC, in the challenges the SABC has had to go through. Yeah. Those have been very much a factor that is reflected to what our country has also gone through over the years.
Okay. Indeed. Vincent, thank you. Thanks for talking to us. Vincent Magwenya, former Morning Live executive producer, but at this point in time, he is the current presidency spokesperson, just reminiscing with us over all of these years and the things that we've covered here at SABC News, and the good and the bad times.